On this episode of Southall Computing, we're going to do a product review. Carved DVRs. Are they still super expensive, or is there a cheaper alternative? Dan from Southall Computing back again, and this time we have a product review of one of those things that it's almost a little taboo, but if you like eBay as much as I do, you could get those really nice deals, and by nice, direct from China on certain electronics. Now, granted, there are certain things I wouldn't even dare trying to purchase from there, but one of them kind of piqued my curiosity, and a friend of mine actually bought one too. Card DVRs. If you're, one of those people who love to see those accident videos that typically come from Russia, and they all seem to have DVRs in their cars. And basically, I wanted to check out one of these guys and see what kind of features we could get out of this, and what kind of price point we could get from direct from China. Not slamming any of the legit ones out there, but it's one of those things that I wanted to give it a shot and see if it's actually a decent quality build. So let's unbox this product. Okay, we have everything unboxed, and inside here we have a USB cord that you use basically to hook up to your machine, computer, or laptop, whatever. The nice cigarette light adapter to keep this guy going. It does have an internal battery, but it doesn't last the longest, as they state on their eBay page there. And a suction cup for the window. This device is about 3 inches wide and 2 inches high, and it's actually pretty tiny. And it's supported capturing resolutions are 1080p, 720p, as well as a couple of lower resolutions. But what we're going to do is take it out in the field and see what it could do. The thing to note is it does not come with any sort of storage, that is. And it will take micro SD, and then this one here we're going to use for this experiment here, a 32 gig from Team. I've used them before. They're pretty solid. So we're going to do a 1080p capture. We're going to do a 720 during the daytime right now, and we'll be back. All right, what we got here is me just driving around town, testing out the camera on its 720p setting. Prior to this, I was playing around with higher resolutions. Didn't seem to work too well. My guess is the camera itself is not an actual, the sensors are not actually able to do 1080p, so what it does, it just stretches it all out. And you get a lot of pixelation. Well, not too much pixelation, but you notice it. It doesn't look right. It's not as clear as the 720 resolutions. The lower ones obviously work no problem, and as you can see during daytime, it is very good. You can see everything. If you needed to in a pinch, if you get close enough, you can see the person's license plate of the driver in front of you. So daytime, I definitely give it a thumbs up, and let's see what it does at nighttime. Okay, so with the night vision, as you can see, I'm turning the LEDs for the night vision on and off here, and they're not doing anything to enhance the image during the nighttime shot here. The only thing that it's doing is lighting up my dashboard, as well as reflecting on the backside of the windshield. So that particular feature doesn't do anything for this camera. Also, as you can see, darker colors the portions that are extremely dark in this camera here have a bluish slash purplish speckled color mixed in with them. You're not getting true black color tones here on the darker parts of the image, that is. But with that being said, where the actual headlights are pointing, you can see everything fine. It's basically what you want this to do. If you're at a light and you had the right of way and you got into a car accident, you could definitely, use the footage without any issue. Okay, so some file characteristics on what this camera actually records in. It does it in a motion JPEG video, AVI. You have the option of taking a 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute clip, or it could just keep on recording if you'd like. It has an easy access emergency button if you get into an accident, that orange button, so it won't delete the file. When it's recording, what it's doing is it's once the memory card gets filled up, it'll actually replace the older files. So it's constantly cycling through, deleting the oldest recordings first there. The battery in my testing I found lasts about 20 minutes. Not too bad for such a small device, but again, it's not recommended to actually run on the battery itself, so we'll leave it at that. Alright, so the good. The audio is actually pretty good, with a decently quiet interior cabin and reasonably loud voices. You could pretty much hear everything over there. It's got decent 720p quality. Not the best, but it's up there. HDMI, which is nice. It's the micro HDMI connector here, so you could actually plug it into your television. You could actually do playback on the actual device in the time of an emergency there. And the like I said before, the price. I snagged this little guy for about $25 after it's said and done. The bad. 1080p, it's just not 1080p. It's basically stretching the 720p to match the 1080p dimensions in the AVI file. The megapixels on the camera, it's just not a 1080p sensor, period. The automatic crash detector, it's got a G-force sensor in there. It was a little sensitive. It was tripping off the silliest things, so not the best thing to have running all the time, because if it gets flagged as an accident, that file doesn't get deleted unless you actually delete the file. Again, the LEDs that are supposed to help you with the night mode just don't work. They're just, I mean, I'm sure they'll work in very close proximity, but as far as driving is concerned, it's not going to do anything for your image. Easy to break. A friend of mine who actually bought one of these, he dropped it from his table and he definitely broke it. There's basically no strength to these. They're cheap plastic. Oh god, I don't even want to do that and break mine, but yeah, they're cheap. $25. You can't expect this thing to survive a moderate crash. What else did I have? Oh, and average night shots. So like I was saying in that example there, that basically with the headlights, and very dark scenery there at nighttime, you're not going to get anything spectacular, and you're getting bluish and purplish speckles mixed into the darker color tones. So, but if I had to do a buy it or toss it, I would say absolutely buy one of these off of eBay. I mean, for the price, you cannot go wrong. And it's another thing too. If you were to leave one of these in your car and it actually gotten stolen, and if I had a GoPro versus one of these, I wouldn't be too upset that I've lost one of these if it was stolen out of my car versus a GoPro, which they start at about $80 and could range all the way up to, I think last I saw was about $450, somewhere at that price point. All right, well, there you have it. There's plenty of them out there. I just happened to pick this one here off of eBay, but you can do your searches and see for yourself. Just for peace of mind, and for an event of an accident, I think these things could be a great tool. So this way, it's not versus your word versus another person. So, okay. This is Dan from South Hawk Computing with one of our very first product reviews. If you liked it, give that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hey, even leave a comment. Alright guys, this is Dan from South Hawk Computing. Until the next time.